Welcome to the Monday Kickoff, everyone. Hope you guys are having an amazing start of the week, and welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I gotta say, we started the week with a massive bump in the road because the game was literally offline 15 to 20 minutes before the Champion Chase tournament finished. And as you guys can probably know, usually people tend to really go ham and snipe in these Whale Fest events, right? The main prize was, of course, the Queen of Hearts, and even I got screwed because I was planning to basically get my legendary materials at 4,500 points, and unfortunately I wasn't able to log in and actually summon the sacred shard that I was able to purchase from the tag team arena, and basically I've missed on getting the 75 legendary materials because of it. Now, I know a lot of people got in a more nasty situation where they weren't able to basically either compete with the snipers trying to get them down from the first place, or they were planning to snipe and basically win the Queen of Hearts. Either way, as usual, guys, in today's video, we're going to have a full breakdown of all of the events coming to Raid Shadow Legends this week. We have quite a few summoning events starting tomorrow. We have boosted summons on Soulstones. And as usual, we have everyone's favorite game mode, which is Clan versus Clan. This time around, this one is not featuring personal rewards. In terms of the standard rewards for the milestones, we don't really have anything fancy in here. Just the standard stuff. We are getting retaliation gear, and we are getting, of course, crit damage. Now that starts, I think, from tier 3, if I'm not mistaken. Other than that, nothing interesting with the Clan versus Clan, guys. The fusion, by the looks of it, it came to an end, right? So it's pretty much gone. As I mentioned before, I'm not going for the actual fusion, so I have 55 fragments that I saved up. I haven't went for the guaranteed Knave of Hearts either, so I will convert these fragments into chests whenever we're going to be able to exchange them. It's probably still going to be a while. And I'm just looking at my mythical here, Ambris, guys. I'm getting close to it. Let me know in the comments down below how many fragments you guys collected so far from the Chimera. Seems like probably in a month and a half, I might have the champion or something like that. Maybe a bit more than a month and a half. It really depends how lucky I'm getting with the fragments. Leaving all that on the side, I do want to give you guys a warning, or a reminder rather than a warning. If you haven't completed your clan quests just yet, make sure you guys do them. I still have to do mine. I've already picked them like last week. So I need to basically go and do a Fire Knight run, get my clan gold. And if you gotta purchase anything from the clan shop, make sure you guys do it as well. This time around, I picked the Chaos Ores, and most likely I will be picking up some silver, but I'm gonna come back to it later. If you gotta purchase anything from the bazaar, if you have your weekly reset, mine tends to be usually on Monday, but I've missed a couple of days when I was away. So basically, I'm gonna have to wait another couple of days to get that done. I will 1000% purchase the Sacred Shard from here, which I'm supposed to get in the morning, straight after reset, but I wasn't able to log in when I actually woke up. Other than that, guys, we do have a boosted summoning event for Soulstones. So basically, we're going to have a 2x for 5-star and 6-star souls from the small ones, and we're going to have a boost on 6-star souls from the medium ones. Nothing from the big ones. And as you guys probably already noticed, we do not have a soul chase tournament or anything like that. No events to give us extra rewards, unfortunately, right? But hey, we do have the Clan versus Clan starting tomorrow. Some of you guys might want to wait and basically open your soulstones during the Clan versus Clan. Most likely, I'm not going to do that because I barely have any. So you know what? Let's kick in with the five soulstones that we have on, and then move on to the summoning events and check out the Plarium Play calendar. See if we have any interesting events starting anytime soon. I'm not expecting to get anything from Soulstones, even though I wish I would get something. But hey, I know I only have 5 small ones, and basically, the chances for me to get something are super, super low. But hey, that doesn't mean that some of you guys won't get luckier than me and actually get something juicy out of them. I will get a few more from the Hydra actually at reset on Wednesday. Maybe those ones will treat me better. Leaving all that on the side, we do have Sand Devil's Turn Attack Tournament that started today, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, from here, you're going to be able to get a medium soulstone, 1.5, because you're going to get 500 coins as well. You're going to get a small one as well. And if you are going for the top 3 in the tournament, you're going to be able to get some more epic materials. I'm still really bummed that I've missed on the legendary materials because I've done so many fusions, epic fusions, broadmass, and everything. I've basically wasted all of the fusions that I was able to get done to get points in the champ chase. And then I got a fat leap. I haven't even got the materials. So it was pretty much pointless, right? If we're quickly going to check the Plarium Play calendar, as you guys can probably notice, we have absolutely no events starting, okay? We already had an event for a 5-star soul for the fusion, so I'm not expecting to see anything else. What I am expecting to see, most likely, not this week, probably next week, is going to be the new update. At least that's what I'm thinking. And most likely in a week and a half or 2, we're going to have news about the next fusion. Now, I do want to mention one thing. Last year, we had Newt as a fusion straight after the Valentine's one. If I remember it correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong. So we might have a strong fusion. So I would probably tell you to save your resources, shards, start stacking up on some energy, because if we have a God tier level fusion, you want to make sure you're going to be able to get that done. Now, the event dungeon is coming to an end pretty soon as well. We have 1 week and 1 day left. That's when the whole Alice in Wonderland event is coming to an end. If you are a whale, a kraken, most likely you know what to do. Drop all of your energy in the event dungeon because, hey, you're going to buy new energy packs anyway. Leaving all that on the side, guys, time to see what we have on the menu for tomorrow. So, this Tuesday, February 25th, they're planning to launch a progressive chance event, giving you at least a 15x chance to summon the champions of your dreams from ancient, primal, sacred, and void shards. We do have some pretty awesome champions, to be honest with you guys. We have Freya Fate Weaver, we have Volkeeper Wixwell, Ragash, Kyoku, Helicat, Grazur, Tuhanarak. Bellator, not necessarily one of the best void champions, not a big fan. Then, on Wednesday, February 26th, pretty much the same story. We're going to have Armans the Magnificent. We're going to have Highkeeper Prisma, Thor Feyhammer, Samson the Smasher, Natural, Odin Feyfather, Raiho Bone Spear, and Tumesia. Now, I know all of you filthy degenerate Krakens will be going ham on Wednesday to try and get Tumesia. Why? So you can empower your Marius. Either way, we do have some pretty decent champions. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. As I've mentioned it before, I am not expecting to have any crazy events this week whatsoever. It's most probably going to be like a cruising week, a chilled one. We should have a 2x event, I think on Ancient Shards, starting on Friday. Now, it has been a while since we had a 2x on Primals. They might surprise us and drop one out of nowhere, you know, this weekend. But to be honest, I'm expecting to have a 2x on Ancient Shards. Now, for whoever is interested to find out more info about the champions that we have on the list, let me just quickly walk you through it. Freya is absolutely amazing, okay? A lot of people are building her for damage, especially for Live Arena, even though she only attacks with one of her skills, actually. Right, so the A2 and the A3 doesn't attack. Only the A1 actually attacks. And funny enough, it can catch you off guard. And I'm not saying that she's going to one-shot all of your team or anything like that. But to be honest, it can definitely catch you off guard and basically give you a good smack. She's more of a support champion. And if we're talking about builds, if you are planning to use her for Arena, you can build her on Stone Skin, to be honest. Or even in Protection, especially for PvE content. Even Relentless can work amazing if you're planning to use her in Hydra. You have plenty of different options, and she does offer very, very good support. Thermeter boost, cleanse, immunity, shield, quite a few different things. And she has that amazing passive, right? I feel like that's one of the best things for PvP, and that is the passive. Vault Keeper Wixwell. You can still run him in the Hydra Clan Boss. Funny enough, I am using him in one of my Hydra Clan Boss teams, and that is the Tranda team. Mainly because we can provoke. We have a lot of support from him as well. A lot of buffs. Best build, 9-piece protection, because that will boost the damage quite a bit on your champions, you know. Very good for clan boss as well. I feel like out of all of the champions, he is the best for clan boss progression, because it allows you to basically build a fairly squishy team without having tons of crazy champions in there, and still get to 1 key on a Ultra Nightmare. But he was the community champion. We actually voted for this bad boy, and I know a lot of people were really upset and saying that everybody voted for this trash. He's not even good like this. But you know what? Everybody ended up in loving Weakspell after. Moving on to the next one, we have Ragash. I'm only using Ragash at the moment in the Curse City. I have him built on Savage. I feel like that's the best way to build him, to be honest. You can use him in Tag Team Arena as a nuker, absolutely. No problem whatsoever. You can use him in Live Arena too. He does bring a stun, a defense down, increased speed, strengthen, perfect veil. He has a pretty nice passive as well that will veil the champion with the highest attack. Increased defense on the A1. He can actually bring in some nice damage. But for the current meta, in Live Arena, Gold 4, or Classic Arena, Platinum, etc., he's not really going to be one of the top dogs in there, right? But he does deal pretty good damage. Moving on to the next one, guys. We have Kyoku. So it seems like we are going all in on defense-based champions. I do like Kyoku as well. Once again, I'm only using her in the Curse City. I actually have 2 of them built. I like that she can bring you a decreased attack or an HP burn. Ally protection with block damage, extra turn. The passive is like Seeker on steroids. A1 can be a triple hitter. She can do decent damage. I have one built on Savage, and I have one built on Stun. Basically, just to help me beat the toughest stages in the Curse City. Other than that, great as a tank for Tag Team Arena, as I mentioned, even for Live Arena, but of course not in the very high tiers, you know. And she can be pretty nice for Clan Boss. She can be nice in other content as well. Definitely not taking that away from her. She's an awesome support champion. Progression support champion, while she can do a bit of damage as well. Then we have Helicat. I feel like he might be one of the GOATs on the list right here. I love the champion. He was a fusion like 2-3 years ago. Absolutely amazing. Very good passive where he counterattacks. You have a double hitter on the A1 that ignores shield and block damage. You have a shield on the A2 with decent damage, and you have block damage, and he can put increased defense as well. Best build for him, you can go Stone Skin plus protection. It really depends where you're planning to use him. He's still great as a one-man army for the clan boss, because with the shield and everything else that he brings on, he can basically carry your team in the clan boss on his own without requiring to bring in another block damage champion or anything like that. And he used to be super annoying for Live Arena, but thankfully that meta is gone, because now we have a lot of buff strippers, etc. We have a lot of different ways on how we can counter champions like Helicat, you know. So he's definitely not that great for Live Arena as he used to be 6+ months, 1 year ago, basically, right? Moving on to the next one, we have Grazur Iron God. Pretty good enemy max HP champion, to be honest with you guys. I don't necessarily think that he's one of the best, and that's mainly because he doesn't multi-hit. If he would have multi-hits on this skill, he would be amazing, but he's still very powerful for the Hydra Clan Boss. You can argue it and say that he's great in some of the dungeons as well. He does bring you an AoE provoke, increased resistance, increased defense. The A1 with AoE can put a shield, and you have an AoE enemy max HP, which increases the duration of all buffs on all allies for 1 turn. The passive is basically a Vogot on steroids. So you can build him on a Curse set. You can build him even on Relentless to get more turns and do more damage. You can build him even on Savage if you want to, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend you to do that. You can build him on Slayer, which probably is one of the better options out there, to be honest. Cursed Slayer. And if you really need him for control or anything like that, even a stun set could potentially work on the champion. Then we have Tuhanarak. I like Tuhanarak, but not really for Oro teams, to be honest with you guys. decrease speed, you have the block buffs, the decrease attack, increase defense, increase protection. Once again, it brings me to the next thing. Either a 9-piece protection, either a 9-piece feral can work amazing onto Hanorach, either a relentless plus impulse, either a reflex plus impulse. You have quite a few different options in terms of how you can build her. And if you tend to manual your Hydra clan boss teams, you're going to get tons of value. On auto, I'm not saying that it's impossible to run teams with her, but to be honest, it's just the way she spreads the debuffs and just randomly attacking different champions that might either already have the debuffs on, either she's going to attack a decapitated head that has no debuffs to spread on. It can be pretty annoying. And she only spreads 2 debuffs. That's the main thing. If you attack a head that has multiple debuffs, it's not guaranteed to spread decrease attack or block buffs for what matters, you know. But she has a very good passive, like Doom Priest on steroids, you know. She brings the continuous heals with the A1. So a 9-piece protection, in my opinion, is definitely the wisest choice to pick on her. Then we have Baletar Mage Slayer. If I remember correctly, he's an Ogryn Tribes. I'm not his biggest fan. He's not the worst. He's not the best either. The passive is pretty interesting with a 50% chance to decrease all of an ally's skills cooldowns by 1 turn whenever they are revived. Decent revive on a 4-turn cooldown, but not an amazing one, to be honest. I do prefer, for example, Lady Noelle over him because I feel like I'm getting more value, increased attack, increased defense, a bit of a healing. And that's about it. I don't think he's worthy of the title Void Legendary. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Then, of course, everybody loves Armans. This is going to be for Wednesday, guys. We don't have any epics this time around. I know a lot of people hate Armans. A lot of people love Armans. I gotta say it, I'm one of the people that love Armans. And that's basically because it gives a chance to people that don't have the most OP champions to beat people that have the most OP champions, right? It gives you a lot of control. It gives you a lot of power. And in Live Arena, it's basically like a game of chess because you're going to try to basically force the opponent to ban him. So the rest of your team is kind of like intact. The strategy that you had in mind is ready to rumble because a lot of people will choose to ban Armans over other champions. But crazy good for PvE and PvP. Then we have High Keeper Priceman. This is a champion that I would actually like to get, to be honest with you guys. And that's mainly because of the A2 and the revive. Now, it is a shame that the revive is on a 4-turn cooldown rather than a 3-turn cooldown. Is only a single ally that gets revived. So I feel like to really have this champion go ham, it would require this to be on a 3-turn cooldown, especially for the Chimera, right? Other than that, it's not necessarily the craziest champion or anything like that, but it's a decent one, right? Looks pretty badass. I love the shield and the weapon. Very cool effects on them. Then we have Thor Feyhammer, not only a GOAT in the Hydra clan boss, not only a GOAT on waves, but he can be good in arena as well. I'll be very honest, I actually got my ass swooped by a Thor recently. I actually forgot that he ignores the block damage and unkillable, so he completely wiped my team while I had block damage on, and I was like, oh damn, he does that. You know what? I forgot about it. He has a very good passive. He does bring a lot of damage. He self-buffs, which is amazing. The decreased speed. He can stun. Tons and tons of damage from the champion. He was a fusion as well, and I feel like a lot of people that skip the fusion saying that he's trash, because we had a lot of people saying that, they are regretting it now. Then, moving on to the next one, we have Samson the Smasher. I recently pulled the champion. I still haven't built him yet. I think if I'm going to build him, I will only use him in the Curse City. You have a double hitter with a chance to stun. AoE attack with removes increased defense from the enemies before the attack, and an extra hit if he kills an enemy. And his self buffs, increase accuracy on all allies, and increase crit damage only on himself, and gains an extra turn. Best build, Savage for this champion as well, to be honest, to try and get as much damage as possible. Then we have Natural. Man, Natural is expired, okay? Let's be honest. I am using him in the Curse City versus the Fire Knight, versus some other bosses or stages here and there. But he's kind of like an expired champion. I'm very curious to see the reviews now after they reset everything. For Faction Wars, he's absolutely amazing. I'm not going to take that away from him. For the Fire Knight, 4.2 sounds about right. For the Spider, a 4 point sounds good. On the Dragon Slayer, I don't think he deserves a higher rating than on the Spider, to be honest. I feel like whoever voted that, they must have been on a different planet when they did it. But other than that, still decent. Triple hitter with poisons on the A1, pretty low chance to land the poisons. Then you have AoE with the stun and decreased speed, and you have AoE with thermiter manipulation. That's why I think he's much better on the Spider than he is on the Dragon, right? But other than that, he has long cooldowns. He doesn't really bring in a lot of damage. He doesn't really shine anywhere in particular over other champions. But let's just say he aged fairly decent compared to other OG vanilla champions, right? Then, Odin Faithfather. Absolutely freaking amazing. You have the highest speed aura in Arena in the entire game. 40%, but it's only for Void champions. A lot of the times when I'm doing live Arena videos, people are like, Skratch, you've picked a 28% aura versus a 40% one. Are you crazy? Well, this is just for Voids, guys. I don't want to use an aura that will only boost my Void champions when I'm using 3 or 4 different champions that are different affinities, right? So it's not really going to make any sense whatsoever. But Odin is very strong. One of the main things, of course, the passive and the A2, super powerful for PvE, for PvP, you guys name it. And you have enemy max HP on this skill, which is really helpful. He can pretty much one-shot everyone. Then we have Raiho Bone Spear. I still think she's absolutely amazing. I just wish she would have a decreased speed in this skill right here. If she would have that decreased speed, she would be like probably one of the GOATs for Chimera, and that's mainly because she brings so many debuffs. 9-piece Feral is the way to go on Raiho Bone Spear, guys. You have the cleanse, the healing, continuous heals on the A1, amazing passive as well. She can be used in PvP as well, but not really at the top of the meta. She does look amazing design-wise. Most likely, she's one of my most favorite characters in the game. Then, moving on to the last one, guys, Tumesia. She does empower Marius. I would love 4 more Tumesias. I'm not planning to break the bank or anything for her. She's not bad as a champion. I'm only using her in the Curse City too. If you give her a solid damage build, maybe a 6-piece Merciless and stuff, you have somebody else land HP burn and you're going versus either a target or a boss where you are able to land a lot of HP burn on minions, this skill can actually hit really hard, right? And then you have a stun, a decreased speed, HP burn on this skill, which is pretty nice, and a defense down on the A1. That's it for this video, guys. That's what we have for CVC. These are the champions that we have on the summoning event. As I mentioned, I'm expecting to have a 2x on Ancients starting Friday. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below if you are planning to summon for any of the champions. I will repeat it once again. Plarium is definitely planning an awesome fusion. I have a feeling. Okay, so make sure you guys are saving your resources and you're ready to go for an amazing fusion. Hopefully, right? I'm really hoping, so fingers crossed. I'm not sure why I was doing that. I will catch you all in the next video, guys. As usual, much love and stay safe. Peace.